Hey, boys and girls. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Nice day today. Get outside, play, run around, get some fresh air. They said on the news today that it was the warmest March in 140 years. So we should enjoy this nice weather while we can. We may be getting some rain next week, so enjoy the warm weather. I want to do a few things with you today. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, and I've made a few flip charts for us to go through together. If you haven't yet, make sure you get on our Google Classroom and check out all the new things this week. Mrs. Edie, Mrs. DeMonico, Mrs. Gallooni, Mrs. Jordan, and I all made videos that are on the agenda. There's lots of fun things for you to do. And the dogs are barking, can you hear them? Lots of fun things for you to do. And if you haven't gone to Write Reader yet and made a book for our class bookshelf, there's a video in the agenda that tells you how to make your own book. So get in that agenda and check it out. There's lots and lots of things to do. So if you haven't yet, ask Mom and Dad to help you get into our Google Classroom. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and I'm going to show you this flip chart that I made. All right, I think you can see it. So I started off today with a little message for you that I'm going to read to you. And I have a question here that I'm asking you. So I'm asking you a couple of questions, actually. So if you'd like to write me a message back, when we get to the end here, there's actually something I'd like for you to try, which is write a letter to a friend. So I'm writing to you, and maybe you'll choose to write to me or write to somebody else. So here's my message to you. It says, "Dear boys and girls, how are you today? I am well. Today, I want to read my book in the sunshine for a little while. What do you want to do? Love, Mrs. Buchala." So when you write a letter to someone, a friend or a family member or Santa Claus or anybody, we always start with a greeting. So my greeting to you was, "Dear boys and girls." So this is the part where I greet you and just say, "Hi." And then the main part of the message is called the body. It's the biggest part of the message. It's where you ask your friend some questions, or you tell the person you're writing to something that you want to tell them. And then the last part of the message is called the closing. That's where you kind of say goodbye. So my closing is, "Love, Mrs. Buchala." Your closing could say "from" or "sincerely" or something like that, but mine says "love" and then my name. So at the end here, there's going to be something that I'd like for you to try, which is write a message to a friend. And I wanted to start with "dear" and your friend's name, and then tell your friend something or ask them a question, and then close it with "love" or "from." Okay? But we'll get to that in a few minutes here. So I'm going to show you, I have some words here. Now these words, these all have blends, but I want to show you how I can read them without going through every single sound. I want us to start to notice when there are chunks of letters together that we know that we can keep together as one chunk. Instead of saying d, I, I'm going to look at this word. Before I just shoot it out of my mouth, I'm going to take a look at it. Now, I see a blend here at the beginning. That blend is der. So instead of saying d, I'm going to put those two sounds together. I'm going to blend them together, der. And then here's a chunk or a word family that I already know, ip. So this really is just two parts. So instead of doing four sounds, I'm just going to do the two parts of this word. It's much more efficient. Der, ip. And then I'm going to put it all together, drip. Doesn't that sound better than d, ip? Try that. When you're stuck on a tricky word, take a look at it. See if there's a chunk in it that you can read that you already know, and use that chunk to help you to read the word more quickly. Now, this word here in blue, it's in the same family as drip. Okay, so I'm definitely not going to do a ip when I get to the end there. I already read ip. I don't have to read each sound again. And I see a blend. Full, full, ip, flip. What do you notice about drip and flip? They rhyme, right? They rhyme because they're part of the same family. So Silly Sally would say dr, ip, full, ip. They both end with ip. All right, here's a different family, but it's a family that we know. It's the op family. And it's got the same blend at the beginning as trip. Dr, op, drop. And one more here. All right, let's see. I don't think we learned this family, but I can figure this out. I know that S and T say st, like in the word stop. This doesn't look like stop though, because stop is in the op family. St, M. Oh, I got it. Stem, like a flower. So I'm going to go through some words here, and some of them are just 3 letters, and then some of them have some blends. And I want you to see if you can use what you know about the word, use the chunk, use the family, and read them a little more quickly. Try not to use every single sound, okay? Can you read that one? What about that one? We know that family really well, don't we? The at family. What's that one? Do you notice that these words have all had short A in the middle? And that's because if you go to our Google Classroom, the agenda has a lot of short A activities. There's even a short A quiz that you can take, and then I can see how you did on it. So all these words are short A words, including that one. Capital letter. There's a reason for that. Oh, this is a little bit tricky. Look at those side cups. Be careful. Oh, now I have a digraph. We know that digraph. We know that family. So I don't want to hear anybody doing this. At. Because this does not say it's a digraph. It's a brand new sound. How about this one? There's a blend. There's a chunk. How about this one? Got it? Okay, we're gonna do, let's see, I think I have a word ladder now. So you may wanna pause the video, grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, and come on back and do the word ladder, okay? All right, here's the word ladder. It's called Don't Bug Me. And it's starting down here at the bottom with this word right here, bug. So you're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. And on the bottom line is the word bug. Now remember, we did one of these the other day. I cannot pull these answers down, so, and neither can you. So you can't check it, but you can use the clues and help you to change those words, okay? So start with bug. Here's our first change. I take the blank to school. Change the last letter. So if we're changing the last letter in bug, are we keeping the B? Are we keeping the U? Are we keeping the G? Which one of those are we changing? It says change the last letter. Okay, so you have that new word here. Come up to this line. Bread for a hot dog roll. So what do we call bread for a hot dog roll? Again, you're changing the last letter. So we haven't changed the first letter. We haven't changed the middle letter. We're changing the last letter again. And when you get to the top of the ladder, it says a young flower. And I see a lot of these in my yard right now. They're just starting to grow. What is a young flower called? This one might be a little tricky, but here's the clue. Change the last letter. So you're changing the last letter again. So go ahead and see if you can get that word ladder all the way up to the top. Okay. Ooh. Let me explain what's going to happen here. We're going to work with some teen numbers. So I have 10 and some more, and I want you to take that 10 and some more and shout out the teen number. Okay, remember, Numbers in the teens start with a 1. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you the 10 and some more. And then the next slide tells you what the number is, so you can check and see if you were right. Okay, so this is just, you can just shout this out. 10 and 4, what teen number is that? 10 and 8. Yep. 10 and 1. 11. So even though it's not 11 teen, numbers in the teens start with a 1. So 11 is still considered a teen number. 10 and 0. 10. Again, just like 11, it's not 10 teen, but it starts with a 1, so it's a teen number. 10 and 9. What number is that? 19. 10 and 6. What teen number is that? 10 and 7. 10 and 3. 10 and 8. 10 and 5. Oh, good. That little stop right there tells me, stop. That was all the teen numbers. Did you get them all? How'd you do? I bet you did great. So I have some word problems. So I'm going to do the first one with you. I'm trying to make them not tricky, but I want you to have to think about it. And I want you to be drawing and modeling and writing out your sentences. I don't want you to just be able to always get it right in your head. Being able to do math in your head is great. It's a really great skill. But as the numbers get bigger, as the questions get trickier, we really have to stop and think about the information that we're given, and drawing a model or using some manipulatives is really going to help you out. So I'm going to do this one. If you want to pause the video and do it with me, you certainly can. But here's my question. It says, my sister got 8 chocolate eggs in her Easter basket. I got 2 less than my sister. How many chocolate eggs did I get? Okay. So this is not just a simple number sentence. We have a lot of information in this question. So I'm going to go back, and a good strategy is to read the question again. And I'm really going to think about what the important information is. My sister got 8 chocolate eggs. I think that's probably pretty important. I got 2 less. Ooh, that word less, that's super important. It could say 2 more. It says 2 less. So that's really telling me what I'm going to have to do. How many chocolate eggs did I get? So I'm going to model this with some eggs. Let's see, let me have a nice oval shape here. And I don't have a brown, but I can do, it says chocolate eggs. Well, we'll make them dark chocolate. How about that? Okay, my sister got 8 chocolate eggs. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to model her chocolate eggs, because it doesn't tell me how many chocolate eggs I have. It just tells me I have 2 less than 8. So let's model her chocolate eggs, and I'm going to organize them. How many times have I said to you, boys and girls, organize, organize, right? Because now that I organized, I can subitize, and I can see without even counting that that's 8, right? So those are her eggs. I got 2 less. Does that mean that I should go ahead and add 2 more eggs? I got 2 less. So this is how I'm going to show that I got 2 less. Are you ready? That's 1 less and 2 less. That means that I got 6 chocolate eggs. And I can write the sentence that matches. 8, ooh, purple, pretty, minus what? 2 equals 6. And then I can write right here, the question that we really wanted to answer was, how many chocolate eggs did I get? 6 eggs. So I modeled it, I wrote a sentence to match, and then that's my answer right there, okay? Here's a question for you to try. You ready? It's kind of tricky. I read this to my husband and he said, whoa, that's a lot of information. Model it. Draw a picture. You ready? I baked 12 cookies. My husband ate 2. Ernie ate 1. Bradley ate 3. And Nala ate 4. How many cookies were left for me? I hope someone left me some cookies. I don't know. Are there any left for me? I hope so. You'll have to find out for me. So I baked 12 cookies. Give yourself 12 cookies. Okay. My husband ate 2. Did he give me 2 more or did he take 2 away? Ernie ate 1. Bradley ate 3. Nala ate 4. How many cookies were left for me? So model that and see if you can figure out, were there any cookies left for me? I hope so. If I baked them, I hope somebody left me some. And you can go ahead and pause the video and solve that for me. And here's another one for you. I picked flowers in the garden. I picked 3 red, 3 yellow, and 2 pink flowers. How many flowers did I pick in all? Okay, so think about that. Are we adding? Are we subtracting? Are we taking flowers away? Or are we adding more to the, maybe I put them in a vase. I picked flowers in the garden. I picked 3 red, 3 yellow, and 2 pink. How many flowers did I pick in all? Okay, draw a picture. This could actually be a really pretty picture. Let's see what's next here. Oh, here's the letter I want you to write. I told you about this back at the start. Write a letter to a friend. Start like this. Dear, and this is where you're going to put your friend's name, or maybe you're going to write to mom or dad or a grandparent. You can write to me, but I want you to write a letter to somebody, just like that, okay? And I bet if you asked mom or dad, they could try to help you find the address and you could mail it to them. And getting a letter in the mail is really, really special. So you could definitely fill somebody's bucket up by sending them a letter. And then one more thing, I did something like this with the 3 Little Pigs. This is Little Red Riding Hood. So we've got character, setting, problem, and solution. And Little Red Riding Hood is a story that we know really well. So remember, you can't move these pictures, but you can think about these story elements and decide where you think the pictures should go. So characters, people, animals, creatures. Who were the characters in Little Red Riding Hood? You can see all the pictures here around this board. The setting, where did the story take place? The problem, what was the problem? There can be more than one problem, just like there can be more than one character and more than one setting. What was the problem in Little Red Riding Hood? Or what were the problems? And solution, how did those problems get fixed? I think Mrs. Edie did a video or is doing a video for you next week on setting. And she may have done one this week on character. But she's been reading stories and doing strategies for solving tricky words and doing different Reader's Workshop activities. So you should definitely check her videos out. I think that's all I have for you today, boys and girls. It is. So I'm going to say goodbye. And I hope everyone is well and you are being kind to mom and dad. I know it's tough to kind of be stuck in the house or stuck close to home, but it will be over and we'll all be able to get back to school, back to playing with your friends and doing the things that we all love to do. So we have to try to make the best of it. So be kind to mom and dad, be kind to your brothers and sisters, and check out the Google Classroom. Definitely check out the video of Bradley and me doing a syllable scavenger hunt, because that is a great video and it was a lot of fun to make. And next week I might be making a video of Bradley and me going on a rhyming hunt. So you'll have to stay tuned. All right, boys and girls, I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.